Right, let's talk about the co-main event. Jack Della Maddalena defeats Kevin Holland by split decision. Weird fight in that pretty much every round was the same as the other. Like, Della Maddalena sort of double jabbing. Oh, the double jab. Oh, how I love the double jab. Ripping to the body, getting into the pocket, ripping to the body in there. Holland elbowing and kneeing, elbowing over the top in the clinch or in close range, kneeing up the middle. And then at range, just not landing a whole hell of a lot, Kevin Holland. I have to really praise Della Maddalena here. Obviously, his attack is excellent. Me and Tom Ballum, that is, my regular co-host on this, who is not joining me here today, have praised Della Maddalena's attacking instincts a whole hell of a lot. But it's his defense that really impressed me. Just the amount of stuff that Holland threw where, leg kicks that were checked, great. But then just up top, everything was like glancing and just brushing off the arms, and he was like patting things away and everything off the gloves and arms. And, Holland didn't land that many clean shots, and when he did, it was only in exchanges. So, when Holland was trying to lead the dance, it didn't really work for him. Della Maddalena cut off every sort of entrance for him. And then Della Maddalena was just like, just brushing things away. In a way, it reminded me a lot of like Gennady Golovkin. What makes him somewhat more impressive than Golovkin is that obviously Golovkin did that in boxing, which has the bigger gloves, and Della Maddalena is using those little piddly MMA gloves instead. But yeah, just a really overall lovely performance from Della Maddalena. Lovely integration of the kicks as well. Because, we've praised the boxing a lot, but the kicking game was good as well. That opened up the hands. Double jab, backing Holland up. And then the variety of targets is always there. Right straight coming up top. Next exchange, straight down to the body with the exact same setup. So it looks like he's going to throw up top, and obviously Holland's taller than him, so he's having to punch upwards. And he sort of like arcs the hand down into the stomach. So then you have Holland's hands going up as your hand is going down. Almost in a way that Holland's disguising the punch for Maddalena. And then just really nice hooks as well. Hooks around the side. I think what was frustrating is that Maddalena had these openings on Holland continuously throughout the fight and just didn't choose to wade into the danger as much. Maybe because he felt like he was cruising to a victory here. Personally, I had it 2-1 Maddalena, round 2 going to Holland. And I think that's mostly down to the fact that I felt that Maddalena didn't put as much out there in that round. I mean, if I look at the significant strikes for that round, Holland outstruck him 49-34. But it's the striking accuracy that is, well, it's very striking. Ha ha ha. Della Maddalena, round 1, 59% landed. Round 2, 55%. Round 3, 50%. That's really high. 40% is high. Or like 40% is like a decent amount, I should say. Holland, 36 in round 1, 38 in round 2, and in round 3, 32%. He landed 38 shots in round 3 off of 118. Della Maddalena's defense was so good. Just everything brushing off of him. And, I'm glad that people can see that and acknowledge that Della Maddalena's throwing less and Holland is throwing more, but not a lot of it's landing. A lot of it's just like skimming in front of him, missing the target. Just like lovely little minor steps away so that when you throw the shot, he can go straight back into range. And whilst you're resetting, he can start to throw. Really impressed by Della Maddalena. Severely unimpressed by his call out afterwards saying I'll fight whoever. It's like, Sean Brady for you then, pal. Which, to be honest, I would be interested to see. I think Della Maddalena should be an interesting one for the UFC to not protect per se, but give the appropriate booking to. And I say that because, he's a young man. He's a young man from Australia, 27 years old. And I say this because, Volkanovski's in his mid-30s, Adesanya's in his mid-30s. The UFC need to create new stars from the Australia, New Zealand region so that once Adesanya and Volkanovski slip off or slip down or wherever they go, they don't have long left, at the ages that they're at. We need to be realistic here. That they got people that they can just slip in there. And I think Della Maddalena is a perfect example of that. Striking, friendly approach, which is a crowd-pleasing approach. And yeah, I just got to say that I think he's got the potential tools. It's just that I wish with someone like Holland, he sat down on his punches a bit more. However, I understand why, because when he did getting close, there were the knees coming up, there were elbows coming up. And that was actually really the big times when Holland landed on him. It's like, if I can make him miss at range and then I can get him with flurries and blitzes and then move back out and make him miss at range again, yeah, you probably should do that to win. You should do that to win. And also, he's out of your range for a lot of it, whereas a guy like Sean Brady, who has got the shorter arms, it's going to be in range a lot more for you. And you can still slip out of the punching range as well, while still, being in the pocket. It's a much more, physically favourable matchup. So it was a good test to get through for Maddalena. I've said it before, I'd like to see the Ian Gary fight. I think that would be great. Gilbert Burns. Oosh. Luque? Luque. That's the answer. Vicente Luque is the fight. You can like and subscribe to Hold On, I'm Talking Brother. Leave a comment if you wish and we will get back to you. Email us at holdonbrother69@gmail.com. Subscribe, spread the word. Subscribe to us on Spotify and iTunes for the full episodes. At the moment, we will be doing those mostly for the pay-per-views, and then I'll be doing previews on the YouTube for the fight nights. Previews and reviews, I should say. And that is all. Thank you.